Today I'm going to be trying LH Cosmetics for the first time. LH Cosmetics is Linda Hallberg's brand, who is a beloved makeup artist, and I think, is she a YouTuber also? Is that how people know her? I don't know. I never followed her career, but I've been aware of her brand over the years. I've been at times very interested in purchasing things, and I never actually did it until a couple months ago. But as I said, I haven't tried it yet. Here's the little backstory. Every holiday season, or at least the past couple years, the brand puts out an advent calendar of their products. And advent calendars are a very interesting thing to me. I don't know if I've ever actually partaken in one, but I'll always watch videos of people unboxing them. I feel like the problem with buying any kind of mystery selection from a brand is that if you know that you like the brand, you probably already own enough that it wouldn't be worth it to get like a grab bag. So in that way, I was like, oh, I'm a good candidate for the advent calendar because I don't own anything. Everything is vegan, which means I would be willing to try any of the products. And based on the way people talk about LH Cosmetics, I feel like I would like them. So I almost did it in 2020, what year is it now? I almost did it in 2023, but I didn't. And then in 2024, I liked the way that they did it a little bit less. In 2023, each day was like wrapped up and had a number, and I feel like that's really exciting. And then in 2024, they did it more so like a different theme bag. Like there was 4 different theme mystery bags, and you could buy all 4 as like the full advent box, or you could just buy one of them. I was still tempted anyway. I was like, this would make a good video. I could have it be like during my December content when I post every day. I could have it be kind of like a running thread that I'm trying these LH Cosmetics products, and then I could kind of recap after trying them all for like a while. But I had an idea, which I feel like in a way was a good idea, but still probably wasn't a good idea. This is such a long intro. But the idea was, instead of spending like $300 on a bunch of mystery items, why don't I just go through the website and put everything I'm interested in my cart and see how much that comes out to? So that's what I did, and it came out to like $300. And I'm like, screw the fact that you're getting like a better value, you're getting more products. What does it matter if I'm hoping to get these products and I could just buy these products for that amount of money, you know? So if we're comparing like this or that, I do think I went the better route. I have all my little products right here. I think I went the better route, but I still think it was a bad route considering I bought these products months ago and this is my first time trying them. I should have known at the time that I didn't have enough time to review them. But like, here we are. I spent a lot of money, and so far I've gotten nothing out of spending that money because my makeup has not improved from owning these products because I haven't used these products. So hopefully we'll find that it was worth it. As I said, I've heard good things about LH Cosmetics. I hope I like these products, but I'm still nervous, and I feel like Hannah of today, who is currently on a low buy, would not make the same decision that Hannah in late November, early December, who was on a spending rampage, made. I think I wanted to just like live in the idea of it being a good purchase because I was excited about buying all these things. And I didn't want to assess whether or not I was actually going to have time in my December content to make a video about these. So here we are now. We're doing it now. I know this is probably a long intro, but I just like to give the context of this, especially when I'm coming on camera with a bunch of products. I don't recommend doing this. But hopefully some of the products will be good and I'll be able to say like, ooh, I like this one, you know? I also did something silly in picking these out that like a good YouTuber, if they're buying things to make a YouTube video, should think about like covering every aspect of the face, or at least not overlapping on areas of the face. But I have too many eye products. I've been interested in the Shimmer Saga quad since it came out. You may remember, if you have a similar brain to me, that like, ooh, it's so pretty. Like these look like 4 indie shadows, and that's why I was interested. They look like they have that like micro sparkle, and I think I talked myself out of this years ago when it came out because I have so many beautiful indie shadows, and I feel like whenever I see I want to call this more mainstream. You might just, you might disagree, but like something more mainstream than like, you know, Cleona and Davina and Sean Basti. I don't know. The classification doesn't matter. But why would I buy this when I have the most beautiful shimmers in the world, in my opinion? So I was like, yeah, I don't need this little quad, but I still wanted it. I'm trying to not come at this whole video from the angle of like, I shouldn't have bought any of this. But that is kind of how I feel right now, because I feel like I'm just in such a different mindset at the moment. I've also been interested in trying this product for a long time. This is the Sparkle in the shade Delish. I have a bit of a complicated relationship with liquid shadows. I feel like I've never enjoyed like a true like swipe it on with like a doe foot type of liquid eyeshadow, because they look beautiful, but then they dry like hard and uncomfortable. And again, I have so many gorgeous shadows that can give me a gorgeous sparkle that I don't need to work with a less agreeable format. So I'm really excited to see. It's interesting looking at this. It looks very copper or like very rose gold in the component, but in the swatches, it always looked like very multi-dimensional, very like a cool tone sparkle, but like multi-dimensional, like maybe even multicolored sparkles in it. And I'm hoping that it's more special in the eye than it looks here. I don't think I'll be able to try everything on my eye today, but I think I might need to prioritize this because I have to know. I have to know. I also bought a couple of the crayons. Something that I like is that they do have them distinguished on their website between like eye crayons and lip crayons, but if you go into it, you'll see like it's all the same thing. You can use any one of them wherever. So this red, I bet it's more geared to being like a color that people put on their lips, but I want it for my eyes. It's the shade Anger. I like the name of that also. I think that's a cool name. I saw a video where I think it was Linda applying it to someone. She used this and also a slightly darker red to make like a red wing, and I liked that. I did do a red wing in my video in early January where I was talking about the Dexter and Lethal collab, and I had bought this before doing that, but I think I had the vision in my head already about like having a red wing. But it is funny because now I feel like if I was interested in buying this, I'd be like, I made a wonderful red wing using eyeshadow, so I don't need an eyeliner to do it. But I don't know. I like a red eyeliner. I always have. Even like in high school when I had a very small makeup bag, I had a red eyeliner and I loved it. This shade I've also been interested in for a long time. This is the shade Risha. I'm not sure how you're supposed to say that, but it's like a sparkly teal. And I just thought that looked so pretty. You could see like in the box, the lid of it is like sparkly teal. I'm interested. I like that. I don't have any mattes, but I do have a blush duo, and I think I'll use this in my crease and then go in with the Sparkle liquid. I might save the Shimmer Saga for a different day because I bought too many products. I can't use them all. Oh! I also bought brushes. I was about to reach for a brush and I was like, oh yeah. These I've been interested in because I love the little orange bristles. I just feel like they're so cute. Ooh, this puff? I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I don't know what they recommend. Is this just for like loose powder? I don't lose powder, but it's really soft. Yeah, so I have all these brushes. This might be a weird application because like, I'm using a brush that I don't know if I like for this. I'm also using a blush for my shadow, and I don't want to go in with primer because I'm pretty sure that for liquid shadows, it's better to just like go right on the lid, so it's not like too many mushy things sliding around. My camera cut out, so I'm not sure how much we lost, but I just put on my blush as a crease color using the LH Cosmetics brush, and it's way more intense than I thought it would be. It also has some shimmer to it, which is something that interested me in purchasing the blush because I do like a glowy blush, but it's not really what I was expecting. I thought if anything it was going to be, you know how like a lot of using the word blush and brush a lot is really throwing me off. You know how a lot of blushes are very buildable. I was kind of expecting that, so I thought if anything I was going to have a lighter application than I normally do if I'm going in with eyeshadow, and I feel like this is like a heavier application. So I'm curious how this is going to work for me when I actually do try it as a blush, but we're working with what we have now. I was also saying that I feel like I'm going to have to keep kind of like coming back to this stuff because I'm not using it right now in the way that I would be. I wouldn't necessarily be using this brush. I feel like I need to try this brush with a product that I know works in this way and with like my normal primer application and everything to see if I like this brush for it. So we're kind of playing around, but I feel like I'm going to have to... I feel like the LH Cosmetics is going to be a bit of a saga because there's like too many products at once. And I like to test things in a variety of ways before I make up my mind about it. That looks intense too! I kind of like it though. I think I'm mostly surprised because it's a blush, but if this was an eyeshadow, like if I was using an eyeshadow palette and I got this as a look, I'd be like, oh, this is kind of cool, you know? Okay, time for Delish. Is this gonna be a little doe foot? Let's see. Yes, little doe foot indeed. This is exactly what I expected. The color that I'm seeing on the doe foot is more what I was expecting. That like, it looks like a little bit more cool toned on there. So, let's see. Okay, yeah, the color looks nice. Yeah, I'm seeing the like cool toned sparkle suspended in something a little bit more coppery. And that is exactly what I'm down for. The formula, it is feeling like I expect from liquid shadows, and I'm not the biggest fan of. Is there a way, like how do people use liquid eyeshadows? Do you just go all over the lid, or is there something that I don't know? Because I feel like the formula of this is something that reminds me more of like an eyeliner. But I don't even know if I would bother doing like a graphic liner with this. I don't know. I'm just curious if there's something I'm not thinking of. Because this looks pretty. And we'll see how, like when it dries down, how it feels. But my experience is generally that liquid eyeshadows just feel very heavy on the lid. And I could, in this day and age, get a similar effect with something that doesn't feel like heavy and goopy and like dry on the lid, you know? The color of this, I do like. I like that. I like that cool sparkle. And I like that copper base. I don't have an eyeshadow instantly coming to mind that's similar to this, but I feel like there's like a Cleona something. I don't know, especially with those like more interesting neutrals that came out last summer. Cute though, very pretty. I'm not sure about this with the more pinky crease, but the look of the eyes, very pretty. Okay, I quickly applied my primer, foundation, concealer, and powder. And for the face, I have a couple products. One of them is the Infinity Bronzer. I completely forgot that I bought this. I'm hoping I like it because I feel like I'm always in a bit of a bronzer pickle. I need something that's pretty light toned. I don't want it to be too bold or overpowering. I like something that's glowy. I like something obviously that's blendable and nice to use. I really enjoyed this glowish one from Huda Beauty, but she recently discontinued the glowish line. So when this runs out, which is very soon, I am not going to be able to purchase it again. And I was just thinking the other day about like what I'm going to try when that runs out, completely forgetting that I own this, that this is like in my house. So hopefully this one will be my new bronzer. I don't even remember what this looked like. Okay, it's like the cardboard packaging. I feel like there are some like big differences in the packaging aesthetic of this brand. Like this and the cheek product. I don't know why I can't speak. They're both cardboard packaging. This one's very like graphic and clean. This one's a little bit more organic looking, but they are both cardboard. But then like the brushes like are so like sleek and black and orange. And there's gonna be some more discrepancies moving forward. Which like is fine. It's just that I guess this is just to say the brand I feel like doesn't have a clear aesthetic identity right now, which is good. I need to scrap this. It's good if you don't like imagine if they went with an aesthetic for everything, which is something that you don't like. Then it's better that they have this discrepancy. You know, there's definitely brands that I'm not interested in because I don't like their aesthetic. And if it varied more, I might be interested in a product that I like the aesthetic of more. Because to me, packaging does matter. Like, packaging is part of the experience of owning it, of seeing it every day on my vanity, of being excited to reach for it. It is kind of part of the whole package, and I think it's important. So here is the bronzer. I got this in the shade Luminous, which I believe was the lightest shade they had. I can't tell if this is glowy, but I bet it is because I bought it. Or is it the shade Always? I need to look this up. It also says Always on the back. Yeah, I got the shade Always. So hopefully then the fact that it says Luminous means that it's a luminous bronzer, which means it's a glowy bronzer, which means I would like it. I have my big old bronzer brush. Things like this too, it's like you never know how much to start with because I don't know how pigmented it is. Okay. All right, first impression is it looks quite warm, but I do find sometimes that things look warmer on camera than they do in real life. So this will be something I'll have to test a little bit more and compare to my existing one while I still have the opportunity. But so far I feel like this is going on nicely. I feel like the color of it isn't too much deeper than my natural skin tone to make it like so unrealistic. But I am seeing some splotchiness here. That is how I'm able to go in with the glowish. Also because the glowish is so light that like if it's not perfectly blended, you're not going to notice. But this I feel like needs to be blended a little bit better. But then I'm nervous I'm like applying extra that's on my brush by going over so much. Yeah, like that's not ideal. Huh. Yeah, and you know, the more I'm looking at it, again, I have to look in real life, but I feel like on camera, it's looking like the tone of it doesn't match the tone of my skin. And usually I feel like that's not so much of an issue because I feel like my undertone is pretty neutral. But this to me is looking very kind of orange, kind of yellowy, and not blending perfectly. So I don't know about that, but from a step back, I feel like my face looks good. Just in the more specific ways, a little blotchy. I'm going to use the LH Cosmetics brush for the blush. This is the biggest blush. This is the biggest brush in the package, and I do like the feel of it. It's kind of like tapered down to the bottom, and it feels like, I don't know, it feels nice to hold. I've been working with like the same brushes for a long time, and I feel like some of them are kind of getting old. I don't know. The one blush brush I use is this one that I think this is from, was it Sonia Kashuk? That's where I got this years ago. And they do seem to be a similar size. The shape of them is a little bit different. This one has longer bristles, but I wonder if the longer bristles will be good with the fact that I'm expecting this blush to be a little bit more pigmented because it might disperse and like blend a little bit better. This blush, I didn't really mention this before, it's a duo. And I was interested in this shade because it seemed pretty unique for my collection. So I think for this, I'm going to try to kind of like use both of them. I don't know. I don't know. You know what though? These blushes are more like on the purpley side, and I feel like the tone of that purpliness is not going with the warmth of the bronzer. So I might need to use these next time with a more neutral bronzer or just no bronzer. And I'll probably also try them like separately at other times because it's feeling a little frosty. Yeah, I don't love the way this is making my texture look. And I'm not someone who's really that concerned with texture. I feel like my face overall is pretty untextured. I think it's just kind of like normal 33-year-old skin, but something about the glowiness or like the pearls in this, I feel like are making my skin look worse than it normally does. And that's not good. That's not good. I wonder, like, I didn't see anything about like this being meant to be a highlighter. That could be the only thing, is if I'm creamy, smooth, multi-use shadows with a luminous metallic shine for cheeks and eyes. You know, I was saying with the crayons, I like the multi-use-ness of it, but with this, I'm feeling a little confused. This was specifically in the blush category, I'm pretty sure. But I'm feeling now, after applying it on my cheek and reading the back of it, that the formula might be a little bit better geared to being an eyeshadow, and I feel like maybe them making it multi-use just kind of makes it worse for both. You know how like there's like the multi-use like cheek and lipsticks, and I always feel like there's one it's better for than the other, and then I just kind of ignore the possibility of using it on both. But like that would explain why I'm feeling like the cheek is so metallic, because there's a certain type of glow that I look for in a glowy blush, but it's not the exact same glow that I would expect in a glowy eyeshadow, you know? So I'm feeling a little bit unsure about this product, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like the brush is going well. As I pointed out before, I'm used to a brush with shorter bristles, but I feel like it doesn't feel too different than that. Yeah, I like it. And I like how it feels in my hand. This product was a little bit of a wild card. This is the Infinity Glass in clear, and this I bought more so just because I was curious. This was the kind of thing that I was like, it would be fun to get in the advent calendar, in the mystery box. So I bought it. It's like a multi-use gloss for face, eyes, lips. These kind of things scare me, but I want to try it for my cheeks as a highlighter. I guess I haven't opened this yet because the tape is annoying. Packaging for this is very basic, but I feel like this does tie into what I think their aesthetic is, just very kind of like clean and gray. A little industrial, but kind of like soft industrial. Okay, let's try this with my finger. It is literally just a straight up clear gloss. It feels a little bit sticky now that I'm trying to smooth it. The question with the thing like this is always like, is it going to set? Is my hair going to continually stick to it? Is it going to pick up the makeup underneath? I don't know. I'm scared to do it on my nose. I feel like that's going to look bad if it picks up my makeup, but gotta try it out. Okay, it looks nice. I feel like it's not hard to make a product like this look nice, but I do like the effect of it. It's very like, I don't know, summery. Feels summery. And also I like, as opposed to like a highlighter that's just like reflecty pearl pigments, you're not going to risk it looking like harsh from straight on, you know, or looking like a metallic strip, because it literally is just reflecting the light because it's like wet. Yeah, I feel like it comes off on my finger when I touch it, which I don't like. Let's do a hair test. Okay, hair sticks to it a little bit, but actually that's not so bad because I feel like, yeah, that wasn't so bad. I'm curious to see how other people use this. I'm also curious to experiment with doing like glossy eye looks. I always love the way it looks when people do that, but I'm always scared to do it because I feel like it's just going to make me like a creasy mess. Maybe it's something that's more just like for pictures, or maybe one just needs to accept being a creasy mess if you're going to do that. I don't know. Another day. But so far, I feel like it's acceptable for my cheeks. I have a couple lip products. I bought another pencil for specific use on my lips. This is the shade Rosy Nougat. I guess I didn't open this one either. I peeked in at a lot of this stuff right when I got it, just because I was excited and wanted to see what it looked like in real life. But I guess this is one that I didn't peek at. It's annoying to open. It's funny also, like, for a brand that I believe is not sold in stores anyway, like anywhere, I'm surprised they have to like tape everything up so much. Okay, here is the lip liner in Rosy Nougat. The color of it looks like a little odd and cool, but I'm interested. I've been very interested in lip liners recently, so I'm very excited to play with the new one. I also got 2 lip products. I have the Fanta Stick in Pink Opal. This one I've wanted for a while. I remember like looking at this on their website a while ago. This one is like darker industrial packaging. I don't know why I wanted to smell that, but I like the look of the color here. In fact, it might be a little bit pinker than I tend to go for, but maybe in conjunction with the lip liner, it'll be like my perfect shade. I might be more excited about this one. This is their Majestic. And this, yeah, look at this packaging. I wouldn't expect this. Based on all the other things that I've seen of the packaging from this brand, I would not expect this. And also this says Linda Hallberg. Linda Hallberg. Linda Hallberg. I feel like I hear people say that like with like brilliant accents, and I can't do that. I don't think I'm capable of doing that. But it actually says her full name instead of saying LH Cosmetics, and I love the look of this. I'm just surprised. Is this how it opens? Yeah, so this red like covers this whole gold thing, and it's like just connected by these like little hips that stick out. This is what the lipstick looks like. Actually quite brown looking, but on the website it looked perfect. I feel like I have to use this one, and we'll see how the lip liner goes with it too. I was wearing my Rhode peptide lip treatment, but I wiped that off so we could have a clean slate. Okay, first experience with a crayon. I think it always confuses me when crayons are like this or pencils are like this. It's definitely a sharpenable pencil because it's not twisting up, but it's plastic. And whenever it's like sharpenable plastic, I always just think it's so weird. It feels so like counterintuitive. Okay, very creamy. That actually makes me really excited about the idea of using the other colors for eyeliners, because I always want creaminess with eyeliners. You don't want to like struggle tugging at your waterline. And if the formula is the same as this, that went on excellently. I was scared at first that it was going to be more like brown or cool toned than I like, but it's very much like a My Lips color. I didn't entirely put it on my lip, but I put it on enough that normally you're able to kind of like smooth it together. But my lips feel very dry and borderline sticky when I touch them together. So it feels a bit more like a product that like instantly sets, which surprises me considering how creamy it is. But again, intrigues me for the other colors as eyeliners, because you definitely want an eyeliner to stay where it is, because if it's creamy and it stays creamy, then like any kind of moisture in my eye will make it disappear instantly. But for the lips, I would like if it felt a little bit more creamy, but I also would like it if this one like stays well. Okay, let's try the lipstick. Yeah, I really like this packaging. Even though it doesn't go with everything, I'm still excited, and I feel like I like the packaging of most of these things, even though they're not cohesive. I'd say I like mostly this red lipstick and these like orange tipped brushes. The color of this is not what I expected from seeing it in the tube, but I think it is in line with what I expected from the website, which is the reason that I ordered it. Very, very cool. Like cool toned. I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I feel like I'm attracted to colors like this, but then when I have them on my face, I'm not sure about them. Because I feel like the colors that I like mostly on my face are very much like in the same, like they're all the same. So this feels like a departure from that color that I like most, but I think for what it is nice. Maybe I'll try this Pink Opal with it, because the formula of this is definitely more of like a matte lipstick, and I prefer the feel of something that's a little bit more balm. So I feel like I'm not going to be able to completely give like a judgment on this product because I'm layering it over this, but I think I might enjoy the lip look more if I do. Yeah, definitely feels better on the lips with this. It brought a little bit more pinkiness too, which makes the lips a little bit more of like the brownie pink shade that I like. Still, overall, I don't think it's the perfect lip shade for me. And as much as I like the component of the lipstick, I feel like I would prefer to use this with a lip liner because I like the feel of this. And the feel of it is so important to me. Because like if I'm out and about, I'm feeling my lips way more than I'm looking at my lips. And also on top of that, I feel like anyway, the sepia lipstick was something I liked the color in concept more than I liked the color personally, you know? You know, I'm feeling a little bummed because I feel like I'm not super excited about these products. I've been waiting so long to use them, and I also feel like this look is turning out, I mean, I think I like it more, but it's not entirely dissimilar from the look that I came out of the Lime Crime video with a couple weeks ago, where the eyes were kind of like brownish and pinkish, and the lips were like a little bit off from the color that I want them to be. And I just feel like this makeup look isn't my vibe right now. I like experimenting with different looks. I like when I don't know, when I feel compelled to like go out of my comfort zone, but I also feel like I've been going out of my comfort zone recently more than I've been staying in my comfort zone. And that makes putting on makeup less fun because I'm not like coming out of it something I'm really excited about, you know? Maybe I'm just in a weird mood today. It's been a weird year, and that's such an understatement. Okay, I have to finish these eyes. Okay, let's finish this up. I feel like there's not a perfect brush here to use for my lower lash line. So I'm gonna use this one. This one I feel though would be better for like a shader brush. I'm actually kind of excited about the size of this because I feel like it would be good for kind of like getting into the sides of it for like halo eyes and stuff. And I really like doing halo eyes. I'm gonna see if it works for my lower lash line. It might be a little bit too thick, but we'll see. So back to my blush eyeshadow, whatever it is. Yeah, definitely kind of taking up more real estate down here than I would have wanted it to. But I feel like the formula of this is pretty blendable in that like it wasn't difficult to make it kind of like look diffuse. It doesn't look like a harsh line really. Like it looks, I don't know, it looks like how I want it to look. So I like that. When I bought this, I had no idea that they were kind of acting like it was an eyeshadow duo also, especially like look at the size of it. It just, I don't know. It's weird to me. I wonder if there was a better color that they had that I would have bought if I was thinking more about like multi-dimensionality. So the only two eyeliners that I bought for my eyes are this teal, Risha, and the red, Anger. I feel like I want to save the red and do it some other time in the like winged way that I want. So let's see about this like sparkly blue. I'm hoping this will glide on as easily as the lip liner did. And actually, seems like it is. Okay, best product of the video. There you go. Yeah, that went on so nicely. The color is bold. I feel like based on the lip liner, it's going to set and stay in place. In the context of the look, no, not my favorite, not what I would choose, but also this look isn't what I would choose, and I feel like this has turned into more of like a playtime than like a put on makeup that I want to put on, you know? Yeah, it's literally just like, it's trying LH Cosmetics for the first time. I'm just trying it, okay? All right, cool. Yeah, this eyeliner's great. Fantastic. And the only thing I have left is this eyelash curler. I don't know what everyone does with eyelash curlers, but I haven't had one that I've really liked in a long time. The one that I'm using right now is from Thrive, and I bought it at the beginning of 2023. Because that's the first time I ordered from Thrive because I was doing like a mascara comparison video, and I bought it to get free shipping, and I've been using it ever since, and I don't love it. So this one, I like the look of it. I'm clearly attracted to this like orange and black combo, like the brushes, but I feel like eyelash curlers are so personal and need to like fit your eye shape. So I don't know. I like that this feels more substantial than the Thrive one that I have. Like this just feels so like standard. This is the Thrive one. And the parts where like you hold it, it's just this like thin metal, you know? This is like doubled up there. So this feels a little bit nicer in my hands. So let's see if it fits my eyes. Okay, yeah, that fits a little better. Okay. All right, I hope this will be my new lash curler because I'm, yeah, not a big fan of the Thrive one. Speaking of Thrive, let's use the Thrive mascara because that's what I have right now. Oh, I didn't put an inner corner shade on. Huh. I feel like this Thrive mascara, I was really enjoying it at first, and now it just feels like clumpy. I haven't been as excited about how it looks on my eyes recently, and I'm kind of excited to be done with it. All right, what if I use this light shade here as an inner corner shade? Because I need one. I need one, and it seems like there's one right here. I don't know anything about the formula of these for like how it's going to pick up or anything, and I don't really want to dive into that because I kind of do want to save that, but I feel like I can't just not use this for an inner corner because I need one. Okay. This looks very standard. Just looks like a light shimmer. And it's okay for my inner corner because I don't need something like show-stopping in the inner corner, as long as it's sparkly. But as my first little introduction to this quad, I feel like I'm not left that excited, but it does work. And it might just be my mood because I feel like overall I'm just not that excited right now. Yeah, this is the finished look. I feel like it's fine. I'm just not excited about it. I don't feel like this is the essence of me. I don't feel like this is the makeup that I put on for the sake of putting on makeup, because that's why I like to put on makeup. It's not about like feeling like I need it or anything. It's like, it's purely about enjoyment. So for me, this isn't makeup that I'm enjoying. And I feel like a different day, if I was in a different mood, I would get through this whole video without like feeling like that. So I feel like it is something with me and the current state of the world and like wanting my makeup to be an escape. And for me, this felt more like homework. And it's entirely homework that I put on myself, which brings us back to the point in the beginning that I probably shouldn't have bought any of this stuff. That being said, I'm excited about a couple of the things. We're definitely going to keep talking about them, but my first impressions, sorry, I keep looking at myself because I want to look at the makeup as I'm talking about how I feel about the makeup. But my first impressions is that I'm excited about the liners, mostly the eyeliners. I'm excited about the brushes. I had a pretty good experience with them. I like the feel of them. They feel like, I don't want to say high quality, like they're some like superior thing, but they feel nice. You know, they don't feel like little dinky, cheap brushes, which is something that I've definitely encountered, but they are still, you know, lightweight and everything. They just feel nice. And I'm excited about the lash curler. And I'm excited to try the Balm product on its own, or like on its own with a lip liner as opposed to like on top of a lipstick. Oh, let me say also about the sparkle. I've been filming this video for a while now because my battery wasn't fully charged when I started, so I had to take a couple breaks and charge for like a couple minutes. So this shadow has been on my eyes for at least an hour, and I feel like this is an elevated liquid eyeshadow formula. It's not really creased. Everything creases on me. Oh, I guess you could see here that it is like a little bit gone in there. But still, overall, this is pretty okay. I think the look of it is nice, and I also think the feel of it is nice. I was a little bit concerned as I put it on, but now that it's like set down, it doesn't feel too thick or anything. It is not tacky or anything anymore. I don't know if it's necessarily something I'd choose over a powder, but it does feel like it has the potential to be like a bulletproof product. And if it is, I might opt to wear this when I'm like not going to be looking at my makeup for a while, which is something I would normally never say about a liquid eyeshadow, but I don't know, I do have hopes about this, about it being kind of like a dependable product, because I feel like I would know already if it wasn't. Again, we'll have to stay updated. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel about it now. And I do like the look of the cool sparkles and like the more coppery base to it. I like it. I think I would like it more if I didn't have this blush as my like only other shadow product. I think if I had like a simple neutral crease going on, I would like it more, and maybe like a more colorful inner corner shade, but overall, it's fine. It passes the test, and I was concerned about that. Have you tried anything from LH Cosmetics? Is there something that I didn't try that's like their bread and butter and I just didn't even know? Are you interested in hearing more about these products? Let me know. I do feel relieved that like this is done, because it's been hanging over me for all these months that like I made this huge purchase and it's just literally been sitting there in the box, and I might as well have not ordered it and just had my $300 back in my account. So I'm happy that like, I'm happy that I've put it on my face for the most part, and I'm happy that I like some of the products. I'm also disappointed that I'm not excited about like the bronzer. I have to try it more. I can't know everything from my first application, but I wish the color was better, and I wish I wasn't having that like splotchiness. I don't know. I could keep going on. I'm going to cut it here though. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Definitely need to put on makeup that I'm more excited about in the future, so I can be a little bit less of a party pooper. I feel like a party pooper. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to poop on your party. Either way, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you very soon. Bye!